Hi everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. In this video I'll be making this dress with drawstring shoulder and gathers at the under bust line. It also has a Basque waistline. If this is what you're interested in learning, click the like button and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Please also leave your comments at the comment section. I already drafted my bodies on a paper so that this tutorial will be a little bit shorter. Okay, what I did was that I took my shoulder measurement divided by 2. That is what you see here, from here to here. And then the wideness of the neck is 2.5 by 3 inches. I also did my armhole cuff. From here to here is my shoulder to nipple. From here to this place is my shoulder to the under bust and shoulder to waist, and the down part of the top, the down part. And also I went ahead to do the back waist line. I also took my measurement, my round bust measurement. That is what you see here, my round waist measurement and then my round hip measurement. Okay, the next thing we are going to be doing now is to extend our shoulder. I'm going to take the shoulder measurement because I want to extend it. I'm going to extend it by 18 inches. From here, 18 inches. And then on this under bust line, I'm going to extend the under bust as well. The 18 inches that I took here, I'm going to minus 4 inches or 3 inches from the 18 inches, and then I'll mark it at the under bust. 18 minus 3, that should be 15 inches. So I'll mark 15 inches here on the under bust. And then I'm going to connect from the under bust to the shoulder measurement that I took here. I'm also going to extend the shoulder slope. Okay, this is it for what we are going to cut on paper. I'll go ahead now to cut it out. I'm going to cut this under bust line out. Okay, this is it for the upper part of the dress. We are going to be cutting this now on our fabric. I'll be extending the front part of this bodice. I'll be extending the front part by 3 inches. 3 inches, like so. Then I'll cut it out. I've extended it by 3 inches. That side of the fabric was not enough, so I had to turn it to another side. I extended the front by three inches. If you like, you can use 2.5 inches because it's an overlap. And I also added 1 inch for seam allowance to the downside, 1 inch. So we are going to cut through this way, and then to the shoulder, and then to the down part. So for the neck part, I'm going to be extending the v-neck all the way from here to the down part, this way. I'll move my pattern paper so that it goes this way. This is the v-neck, so I'm going to cut it out this way. Okay, this is how the pattern paper for the front will be. This is it. It's going to overlap like this, like this. This is how it's going to overlap. And then we'll move to the back side. Okay, as for the back, we are going to be adding our zipper allowance. I'm going to be using 1.5 inch for zip allowance. So I'm going to add 1.5 inch here. As for the neckline, I'm going to use 1.5. That's 1.5 inch for the neckline. Then I'll connect it. This is it for the back, and then we'll cut it out. I already cut it out. As you can see, this is it for the back. The next thing now is to cut this down part. We're going to cut this part. Okay, as for the down part, we are going to add our seam allowance at the down as well. Foodie. This is our back. Remember, the back half length is always, the front is always longer than the back. So to cut this back, we need to go up here by 1 inch. We're going to be reducing it at the back by 1 inch. This way. So this is it. I added my zipper allowance and also my seam allowance, and I also added half an inch, 1 inch for seam allowance at the downside. So I'm going to cut it out. All right, this is the middle point, the front, the back middle point, and this is the front middle point. So because of the 1 inch that we removed from the back, we are going to trim out the side as well to make sure that the side is equal. The two side, the front side is equal with the back side. What we're going to do now is the difference between the two. We are going to check the difference between these two right here, and then we are going to trim it. That is 1.5. Then I'll mark 1.5 here, and then we're going to trim it so that it goes up to this point a little bit. That's what we are going to do. So from this place now, we are going to trim it up to this way, so that to make sure the front and the back is equal at the side. So we're going to just trim this out. You see? So if you check it now, the two sides for the front and the back, the two sides are equal now. So the next thing we are going to do now is to go back to our upper bodice. The next thing we are going to do now is to cut lining for everything that we cut. All this, the front, the up and the front and the back, the up and the middle points, we cut lining for everything, and then we'll start with our joining. I've already cut the lining. So the next thing we are going to be doing now is to join them at the shoulder. We'll join the lining at the shoulder, and then we'll join the main material at the shoulder, and then we'll come back and join at the neck as well. The next thing we are going to do now, after joining it at the shoulder, is to turn the neckline of both the front and the back for the two of them, the fabrics. For the two, both the lining and the dress, you're going to place it on the lining and then use the lining to turn the neckline. I have done everything now. The next thing we're going to do now, after turning the neckline, you see the way I turn the neckline, very smooth. And the next thing you're going to do now is to turn the side. You turn the side, but before you turn the side, you will have to mark half an inch from this shoulder line here, half an inch, maybe half an inch or 3/4 of an inch, depending on how long your drawstring is. You mark on this shoulder line. This is the shoulder line. You mark half inch here or 3/4 of an inch, and then the same thing at the two sides, because we are going to be sewing straight this way to close this up so that we'll be able to insert our drawstring. So after marking this half inch here now, the next thing we are going to do is to turn it this way, the two side, we are going to join it, join the two side. Remember to leave 3/4 of an inch at the both side, 3/4 of an inch both the front and the back. Alright, the next thing you're going to do now is to sew the half an inch or 3/4 of an inch that you left before. You are going to sew it straight this way, and also at the back you sew the same thing, 3/4 of an inch. You can just switch to, after sewing you can just top stitch directly on the shoulder line, so that you'll be able to insert our drawstring into the shoulder line. I'll be using this pin now to insert the drawstring from here, from the stitch that I made this way, and then I'll be pushing it in as I insert. See, this way, and make sure it comes out this place. Alright, this is it. I've done it for the two. I also did it for the other side. If you drag it, it will just go up. So the next thing we are going to do now is to, this is it. When you gather it, you see how the shoulder is looking. The next thing we are going to do now is to gather the down part. But before we will do that, we are going to sew our two sides together. We've turn it this way. The two sides, we are going to join them together, and we'll be taking our armhole. You take it this way, and then you measure the length you want for your armhole measurement. For my armhole measurement, I want it to be 9 inches, so I measure from here to this place. This is 9 inches. I'm going to, this is 9 inches. 9 inches. I'm going to sew this down part. I will also do the same thing for the other one. I'll take out the armhole measurement, and then I will sew the two sides, both the front and the back together, and then I will gather this place, the down part. I will gather it. I will go and run a gather stitch on the down part. After running a gather stitch, you are going to pull the gather stitch, pull it to the size of your waist. If your waistline is 30 inches, or let's say your waistline is 30 inches, you are going to pull each one of them to 7.5 inches. 7.5 inches. The front one here is going to be 7.5 inches, excluding the allowance that you will use to join the two sides. So you are going to pull it into your waistline divided by 4. You will pull the front one and then the back one as well. That is what we are going to be doing before we join the two sides together. Alright, I gathered the down part. After running gather stitch, I make sure I gathered it up to the waistline, my front waistline. The front waistline, that is my waistline divided by 2. And then the back part, I also gathered it up to my waistline divided by 4. The two of the back, I gathered it that way. This one, the front part, also the same thing, and I overlapped it at the front. The next thing we are going to do now is to sew the side. Remember the 9 inches that I measured for armhole line. This is a 9 inches. So I'm going to sew this side, the remaining side. I will also do the same thing to the other side of it. I've joined the sides. So the next thing now is to bring our middle part, this one, and then we are going to attach it to this upper side. Make sure the part with the back waistline is at the down. So I'm going to attach this one now to this one. This is it after joining. This is it after joining the middle one. So the next thing we're going to do now is to join this down part. We're going to join the down part this way, but before that, we'll measure what we have here. Here I have 4.5 inches. The same thing here. Okay, 5 inches. I have 4.5 inches. So I'm going to trim out half an inch from here, and then we're going to minus that's 4.5 inches. We're going to measure it here, this place, at this part. We measure it here. This is 4.5 inches. The remaining part here is like 4 inches. So the remaining part here will be like 4 inches. If I minus the 4.5 from here and here, the remaining part will be 4 inches because this is 8.5. So we are going to remove that 4 inches from this down part. You see, I measured 4.5. I already around gather stitch on it. I measured 4.5 from here, and then I trimmed it so that it will have that slant shape. That is what you're going to do. Make it slant by 4.5 inches, and then we'll gather it. Okay, after gathering the down part, this is the part with a V shape, so I'm going to make sure it stays this way, and I'm going to sew it this way and also this way round. That's what I'm going to do. Then I'll bring it back and show you on the mannequin how it looks like. This is it after joining the waistline. You can see how the Basque waistline came out very well. The next thing I'm going to do is to join the zipper, and this is the end of our video. Thank you very much for watching. Please like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Like the video. Thank you so much. Bye. This is the outcome of our tutorial for today. As you can see how beautiful the dress looks. Please don't forget to like this video and make sure you watch it to the end. See you in my next video. Bye.